morning, guys. Today we are in a little town just outside, about an hour or two outside of Dublin, and we are going to experience falconry. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and we found this place called Falconry Ireland, where the guy has his own little setup in his yard. He's got a bunch of falcons and hawks and owls and a whole bunch of different birds. He's a pro, and this is his thing. So we are here today to learn as much as we can about these birds, hopefully get some hands-on experience with them, and do some hunting if we can. So we'll see how this goes. We're pretty excited about it.
Okay, so I'm just going to start off with just going over the rules. But the very first thing that I want to show you is how to call the bird into you. Okay, so when we go down there, imagine there's a bird over there in that tree. You're going to be standing sideways with your left shoulder facing directly at the bird. Okay, you're always standing sideways and your left shoulder is always facing directly at the bird. Okay, okay. If she's over there, you're standing like that. If she's over there, you're standing like that. She should always be coming into the back of your hand, the back of the glove. Okay? Okay, so as soon as she actually comes in and lands on the glove, then you can slowly bend your elbow and hold her in closer to you, like that. So your movement should be slow and fluid. Don't make jerky movements, okay? Nice slow fluid movements, okay? So this is your start position with your arms slightly up. This is your end position with your elbow there nearly at a 90-degree angle, and again the tip of your hand is slightly up, okay? Now I don't mean up like this, okay? I mean ever so slightly. It'll keep her up here near the top of the glove, because if you drop your arm, she'll start walking up along your arm, okay? It'll always try and get to the highest point, okay? Okay? Now, so 3 rules again are: turn your back to her when you're taking out your piece of meat, never let her see it, okay? Never let her see into the pouch, she'll just reach in and grab it. Never ever ever attempt to hand feed her. After he falls on the ground, just leave there, okay?
All right.
Got that?
Got it.
Great.
All right, guys, we geared up. We got our gloves, and we got our bag of food, and we got our friends here.
This is Sabre, and he is a male Harris hawk, and this is the bird you're going to be flying. He's a great little bird. Okay, so you just have your glove and have your meat, yeah? Okay, let's get going. My left shoulder facing him, my arm goes out straight, then as soon as he lands I slowly bend my elbow and I bring him in closer, like that, okay? Okay, so this guy, he's only a juvenile, okay? And he's very quick little bird, so he wants to just constantly keep moving, okay? So if you want to turn yourself so your left shoulder now is facing me, okay? Okay, now put your arm out straight, yeah? Now we're going to pop the meat on here, okay? So it's just going to pop on there. Just slowly bend your elbow, bring him in closer to you. Perfect. Very good. Yeah, don't worry, he's just going to...
Oh, you're stuck almost.
That's called having sticky feet,
Yeah.
okay? So the feet actually are designed to lock into place, okay? So as soon as they actually close on prey, the foot actually locks into place, and this stops prey getting away, okay? But it also, what happens is with them, if they do, like for instance there now, when he grips onto your glove, the foot kind of gets stuck, okay, and it takes him a second to actually release it, okay? So don't worry about that. Sometimes it happens, okay? Don't worry about it. He might start struggling a little bit, but just keep your arm in the same way, okay? Just let him flap around there, okay? Okay, so again, left shoulder facing me, okay, arm straight out in front of you, okay? So we pop the meat on here, okay? Oh, he's dropped it. Okay, so you can see how that's done, okay? Now, if you see him flying directly towards you, but you've got meat on your glove or not, just stick out your glove, just give him somewhere to land, okay? If not, this guy will attempt to land on your shoulder, okay? If he does attempt to land on your shoulder, don't worry, he won't do anything. You're in no danger, okay? Just stand up straight and he'll just sit there, okay? And I'll come over and I'll get him, okay?
All right.
Don't duck. Don't duck down, okay? So what will happen is if you duck, you'll start moving him away from. He'll attempt to get his footing on you, and this one you might get scratched. But don't worry, if you just stand up straight, you're in no danger. Okay.
All right.
Now, if he happens to walk past your glove onto your actual arm, again, don't panic. Just leave your arm very still. So whatever position your arm is in at the time he's walked past it, leave it in that position. Okay? Call me and I'll come over and I'll get him. Okay? Don't move your arm. Okay? If you move your arm, you'll knock him off balance. He'll attempt to get his balance by gripping you. Okay? Okay. So now, does everyone understand everything I've said?
Pretty much.
Yeah? He's
Got the
frightened
basics.
enough now. Yeah? Great. Okay, so I'm going to position you down in one area here and we're going to start flying them around. Okay?
Okay. Let's set this up so it's facing us.
Okay, so I'm going to be leaving you here, okay? And I'm going to be walking all around here and we're going to be starting flying them around, okay? So as soon as I bring them over, you can start calling them back, okay? Okay. Any problems, just give us a shout, okay?
Does he know what's coming?
He knows what's that's why
Okay.
he's starting to squeal out.
Okay.
He's getting excited. Okay, so pop on that glove and come over here. And just stand you right there. Stand you over here, yeah. But the only difference here is you're going to keep your arm exactly like that, okay? Don't bend it any further. Okay? Calm down, don't worry. Okay, so just hold on to that, yeah. Or actually, I'll give you a head first, yeah, like that.
Just keep
Okay.
holding on to the head.
Yeah. So what he's doing here is called mantling. See the way he's extended his wings all around it, and he's fanned out all his tail feathers. So what he's doing here is he's shielding the prey, so no other predator can see what it is that he's caught. Okay. Now you're going to see he's going to eat everything. They will eat fur, they will eat feathers, they will eat bone. Everything will get stored in his crop. The crop, it's like a sack that sits here in the throat, and it's where all the food will be initially stored. Okay, so over the next few hours he'll do what's called putting over or working over. So that's where you see him like that, maneuvering the food around. He will push all the good nutritious food into the stomach. All the waste, anything that can't be digested, will be compressed, twisted into a little oval shaped pellet called a casting, which is then regurgitated back out. So tomorrow in his casting, all that we're going to find is just yellow feathers. Everything else will be consumed. Okay. So you can see the way they're not able to actually chew food. They just tear off big pieces and just swallow it, or anything that usually can be swallowed whole usually will be. Okay.
And then he's done for the day. He won't fly no more or play, or just...
Once they're full up, they'll tend to just want to fly up and sit in a tree.
That's where the expression fed up comes from.
Yeah.
So tomorrow he won't.
I won't be.
Fly
No, I won't be using him
okay.
tomorrow. Okay? Like I'll be able to use him the day after. Yeah. Because I'll give him something else later as well. I'll give him a mouse
Oh, okay.
later. So today he'll get one chick, one mouse, and that bit of meat that you get him. That will put his weight up. Okay. Then
Just
tomorrow.
ripped that leg
Yeah,
right
I've
off.
seen that.
Then tomorrow I'll give him nothing
Nothing.
or very little. Well, depending on what weight he is, I'll weigh him tomorrow,
Uh-huh.
see what weight he is, and then I'll feed him according to his weight.
So you weigh them all every single day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that where all the numbers were on the board?
On the
there?
board, yeah. That's,
okay.
that's the weight. So. God, you're very slow. Your sister'd have that gone 2 minutes ago.
Should I give him the head or
You
just...
can if he wants to take it, yeah.
Damn, you're a little pig. Good job.
He's like, there's more. I know it.
That was cool.
Okay. So now, we don't have anything left. Okay, so you can start to see his crop sticking out there. See it?
Yeah.
See the crop sticking out? Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, see it? Yeah. So he's nowhere near full. He'll actually fit a few more chicks in there. So when he is full, it's going to look like he swallowed a beach ball. Okay, it'll be a big mass way out here. And then what he'll do is, if he was a bird of prey in the wild, he'll just fly up to a tree and he'll just sit there. Okay. Now how long? Okay, so there you go. That shows you how they would naturally feed. Okay.
That was awesome. Check it out, guys. The sun's come out and they're all just sunbathing now. Alright guys, we were out there in the woods for about 45 minutes with Saber, and he just kept flying back and forth. Every time we had food, he'd come land on us, and then I got to feed him that whole chicken, and that was pretty wild. And now they're all over there sunbathing, just soaking in the rays, and we're gonna sit here and do a class now. He's gonna teach us about how he trains them and all that kind of stuff. So, wow man, this is really fun so far. It's living up to everything I hoped it would be.
Everyone loves owls. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to demonstrate how we start off training. Okay, we'll start from the very beginning here. So depending on what we're going to be doing with the bird will depend on what way a bird will be initially raised. If I'm a sporting falconer, I want my bird solely to hunt with, I would get a parent reared bird. So this is a bird that the egg has been left with the parents, they've sat on it, they've hatched it out, you feed the parents will feed the chick. Okay, this chick will have no human interaction, and she'll be left in there until she's fully feathered. When she has all her flight feathers down, that's when the falconer who's buying her will go and collect her. Now this is going to be a much better bird to be used for hunting. She's going to be much more vicious, much more likely to self-hunt. Okay, but what we're doing here today, I want a creche-reared bird. Okay, I don't think you don't call it creche. We call it a daycare. Okay, okay. So these are referred to as imprints. Okay. So this is a bird that the egg has been taken. As soon as it's been laid, it's been put into an incubator, hatched out, and then hand raised, okay, with all other little chicks, okay? These, as I said, are referred to as imprints. So this bird is going to be a lot more friendly. It's going to be a much better bird to be used with members of the public. It's going to be far less dangerous. Nearly all owls are crest reared. Okay, the only reason you want an owl is to be nice and friendly. Okay, because owls aren't used in the sport of falconry. Okay, sometimes you might hear of an odd person using them. For the most part, they're not used. Okay. Okay, so we continue on feeding, socializing for the next while until she's actually able to stand up and put proper pressure into her grip. For the first 2 weeks, they sit on the backs of their legs with their feet just sort of dangling. Okay, they move around like this. Looks real funny. Okay, so once they're able to actually stand up and grip, I can start in what's called manning. Okay, manning is when I have her here just sitting on my glove, and we're walking her around everywhere outside. We're getting her used to the environment. We're getting her to lose fear of everything, and we're getting her to sit steady on the glove. The more time you spend manning a bird, the better, the calmer the bird will be. Okay. Okay. So again, we continue on feeding, socializing, manning for the next while until she's fully feathered. When she has all her flight feathers down, that's when we can start actual flight training. Okay. Okay. So that's just a little bit about owls. Does anyone want to hold Ozzy for a picture? Yeah. 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 You can stand up or side sit or whatever you like.
Hey, look over here, you. Hey.
Hey, you, look over here. You, I'm talking to you.
Hello. I can't do that. He's much lighter. It feels like it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, much lighter.
Yeah.
He's only 13 ounces.
Will he bite other people if they try to touch him like that? How you?
No, no, he's only nibbling. He's
Yeah.
not actually biting me, he's just nibbling on me. No, you can touch him.
Oh boy, he's soft. Where are you going? You wanna try?
Yeah.
Ming, and Ming is a white-faced Scops owl. Okay, these are native to Africa. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to explain a little bit about why owls are coloured and patterned in the way that they are, and this is all to do with camouflage. Okay, owls need to be able to blend in and hide into their environment. Okay, because if any ordinary bird spots an owl, they will usually harass them, mob them, try and push them out of their territory. Okay, ordinary birds, they don't want owls in their territory because they know come nightfall they could be killed as they sleep. Okay, okay, so that's just a little bit about why owls are coloured and patterned in the way that they are. Does anyone want to hold him for a picture?
This one you can pet too? Oh,
As soon as you put your hand in, he'll
growling.
start nibbling on you. Right, now he doesn't put in any pressure into it or anything, he just sort of nibbles. You're trying to turn around. What are you doing?
He's making a
That's
weird
unusual.
noise.
Growly sound that he makes. The owls make multiple different sounds. They'll squeal, they'll bark, they'll grunt, they'll hoot. There are multiple different sounds that they make. But they will all have one sound that they tend to use more than others. So that's sort of. Jester is a male European eagle owl, but they're also called the Eurasian eagle owl. So on average, these are the second largest owl in the world. The black sunfish owl slightly bigger on average. That's because you'll find these all across Europe, over into China, Russia. So you take one bird from one region, tend to be larger than ones from another. So the Russian ones are some of the bigger ones. So on average, they're the second. But the largest owl ever recorded was the European eagle owl. The big,
Nice.
yeah, big female. Okay. Okay. Now, but usually an owl's hunting method is just sitting at the edge of a tree line and just sort of waiting till something crosses their path. They're sort of lazy hunters. They do have one very strange hunting method. It's actually been well documented. Now, what they will do is on a little back road like this road that's out there, they will actually fly parallel with a car as it drives along at night time, but on the opposite side of the ditch. Okay, because as the cars drive on these little back roads, any little birds or things that are nesting in the ditch will sometimes get a fright and shoot out in the opposite direction, and the owl just grabs them to fly out on the opposite side of the ditch, which is a very clever hunting method. Okay. Okay. Now, this is Charlie. Charlie is a female snowy owl. Okay. Now it's very easy to tell the difference between males and females with snowy owls. As you can see, she's covered in black spots and bars. The males are snow white. Okay. So it's very easy to tell the difference between the male and the female. So some owls, it's actually very difficult to sex them. Some you can tell by the size, but sometimes the sizes will overlap. Okay. But we know she's a female just by looking at her. Okay. And again, that's what we explained about a few minutes ago. That again is for camouflage. So the females are the ones, they have to sit on the eggs. Now they nest on just little rocky outcrops just off the ground. So to camouflage the female better against the rocks, she will be speckled. Okay? So you can see the way she only has 2 tail feathers left. Okay, so she molts so heavily every year. She molts out her entire tail, all in the space of about a week and a half. She drops out every single tail feather she has. A bird of prey in the wild would never do such a thing. They'd starve to death. Without the tail, they can't steer. But she does it every single year. She drops out her entire tail all in one go. And she drops out. She'll leave big gaps in her wings and everything. Like usually I would fly her here for you. I'd fly her up and down along here. But she won't fly at the moment. She's not able to fly. She just flops down on the ground. Come on, Charlie. Yeah, don't mind him.
She wants to.
Now, this is a falcon. This is what we call a long wing, okay? So falcons are long wings, short wings are hawks, broad wings are buzzards, okay? Now falcons we fly in a very different way to how we fly all the other birds. All the other birds are flown to the fist, meaning flown to your glove, okay? Falcons are flown to a lure. It's a different style of flying because falcons have a different style of hunting. Falcons, you would say that they hunt on the wing. Now hunting on the wing, this means these are hunting in midair. These are taking birds while in flight, okay? Whereas all the rest of these guys, these are taking prey off the ground. They're catching rabbits on the ground, pheasants on the ground. Falcons are hunting other birds in midair, okay? So now we fly these to a lure, we don't fly them to the fist, okay? So now as you can see I have her hooded. So the hoods that would have been traditionally used for transportation. So this is 4,000 years ago. We're talking about back then they would have been transported on the back of a camel, on the back of a horse. So to keep the bird calm they will be hooded, okay? Falcons, they're much more nervous birds. They have a very nervous, very jittery temperament. So it's best to have them hooded just to keep them calm, okay? Because falcons will always remain nervous, always remain scared, okay? Very jittery, very nervous temperament, okay? Okay, so we're going to finish up now and we're going to fly her for you just to show you the different style of flying, okay?
What was the thing that you put on her back? A tracker?
It's just a tracker.
Okay.
Yeah. Falcons are the easiest bird to lose,
Yeah.
so you always want to have a tracker on them. Okay, so we want her to rouse. So rousing is when they realign their feathers, okay? So as they sit around, feathers will get pushed in all different directions. If you put the feather back in the right position, there we go. That's called rousing, okay? So we're going to let her off into the wind. They always like to take off and land into the wind. This gives them more control. The wind is blowing in a bad direction for us. We want it blowing down that way. So it's blowing up this way. Imagine that was a bird, you would hit it like that in midair, okay? we get our little reward on the lure. It's just a little piece of meat.
So those little ones that were bothering her in the air, she won't attack them?
Birds of prey strike by surprise. Okay? So once a bird is really close to them, they're not going to bother. Those little birds are more maneuverable than she is. So once a little bird has seen her, she's not going to catch him. Okay, so there you go. That shows you the different style of flying from flying a falcon. So you would never fly a falcon in a forest like we flew the Harris Hawk. They're not designed for that type of flight. Little short flights from tree to tree. These need wide open spaces. Okay? Now, she is what's called a lanner falcon. So these are native to Africa. Okay? These are great little birds to use for shows and demonstrations and things. The downside is if there's much rain, they won't fly. Okay? Not too fond of the rain. Okay, so falcons. So you've seen there the different style of flying to the lure. Now falcons, these are some of the fastest animals on the planet, okay, with the fastest animal actually being a falcon, the peregrine falcon, which can reach speeds of up to 200 miles an hour. Okay, some have even been clocked over 200, okay. Now the way in which they hunt, you will say that she will ring up. Ringing up just means flying in circles and climbing, okay. So it'll look like this, okay. So she will ring up to her pitch. The pitch is the height at which they hunt from. Okay, so a peregrine's pitch will be way up there, you won't even see her. Okay, and what she's doing is she's scanning a very wide area. And what she's looking for is she's looking for a bird that's flying along horizontally. So imagine she's a pigeon, she's just flying along here like this, okay? The falcon is way up above her. Now once it's picked her out and she has now become a target, the falcon is going to tuck in her wings and drop it into a vertical dive called a stoop. Okay, now she will corkscrew down, she'll come straight in from above and she'll just hit the bird with such force, just kills it outright. Okay, and then she'll bring it back to the nest or bring it to a plucking post, pluck and eat. Okay, enjoy the rest of your time down here. You've got another few days.
A few more days. I think we're heading back to Dublin tomorrow, right? That direction anyway. We're gonna go to a national park and then we're gonna head up to Dublin.
We're staying right in town right here. So.
Oh, you're staying right here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we decided to stay here just to be near you tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
They had a huge party last night for the game. Holy
did
shit,
they?
they were rocking all night long.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, you just probably kept awake. Oh, gee.
Yeah,
It's
it
all
wasn't
right.
bad.
It's the only night out of all of them that we stayed up that late, so
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay then.
All right, well,
Okay,
appreciate
cheers.
it.
Well, thanks
Had a
a minute
great
for
time.
coming.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was great.
Enjoy the rest of your time here now.
All right.
Look after yourselves on our terrible road.
Yeah, oh my God.
All right, guys, so that's the end of our falcon experience. We spent about 3 hours here. You know, after we did the whole flying in the woods there, we came back up and then we did the show and then he took us back out in the field. So it's actually a really awesome time. Hands-on experience. It was a lot of fun. I highly recommend it because you get these such personalized shows. I mean, we saw the falcons up in Kerry at the show that day, you know, up by the caves, but it wasn't, you know, you're just sitting in the stands watching the show. Here you actually get hands-on with them and it's a much more personal experience. I will mention it was $99 a person. If you get two, it's $165 for two people, so a little bit expensive, but if you want to see the birds and learn about the history of falconry and the sport of kings, then it is definitely worth coming out here and checking this out. If you do want to see it, you can find him online. His name is Lawrence, and Lawrence is with Falconry Ireland, so just look them up on Google and definitely check this guy out. He's worth coming and seeing. All right, that's it. We've said our goodbyes. We're getting ready to head out now. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. We had a lot of fun doing this. Don't forget to subscribe because there's still another video coming from Dublin. We'll see you guys soon.